Let's get started with the UFC 318 prediction video. Starting first on the early prelims, we have Carly Judice versus Nicole Cagliari. It's not much to say about this fight, except Carly Judice is just way better than Nicole Cagliari. I think it's going to be a clear as day Carly Judice decision. I think she's also a slight favorite in this fight. She should be at least a 2-1 favorite. Over Nicole Cagliari. She's fought better competitions, beat better competition, and it's just kind of a nothing fight to start off the night. But next, we got Bruno Ferreira versus Jackson McVeigh. Now hear me out. Jackson McVeigh is a pretty good striker and a pretty decent prospect. I think he can be something at middleweight. Bruno Ferreira is just too much too soon. I watched Jackson McVeigh fight, and he uses his height and his reach as defense a little too much. He pulls his head back. He leaves his arm out in the air. It's just, I can smell it right now. With a Bruno Ferreira, maybe first round or second round, he's going to crack him with an overhand right, and he's going to put him out cold. I don't believe in the durability of Jackson McVeigh to survive punches from Bruno Ferreira. Not at all. And Jackson McVeigh, he's got a lot of work to do. I think at 6-0, for how talented a prospect he is, he should have spent an extra couple years on the regional scene and tried to build up a record of 10-0. Next up, we have a heavyweight fight of Ryan Spann versus Lucas Brzeski. I'm picking Lucas Brzeski because I can't trust Ryan Spann to win a fight. I swear to God, this man fights like he doesn't want to win fights every single time he goes out there. I'm just more and more disappointed. When he's supposed to lose the fight, he wins the fight. When he's supposed to win the fight, he loses the fight. It makes you wonder, how is he even in the UFC? I don't understand Ryan Spann at all. He looked terrible against Kennedy Nzechukwu. I'm going to go with Lucas Brzeski, because even though Brzeski's not even good, he somehow beat Walter Walker. And that win is aging amazingly. But Spann KO'd Dominic Reyes. I'm going to choose Lucas Brzeski because Ryan Spann's not going to defensively shoot takedowns. Next up on the fight card, we have Marcin Prachnio versus Jimmy Crute. This is such a weird fight to predict, but I'm going to say Marcin Prachnio schools Jimmy Crute on the feet. I think the gap on the stand-up is just too much. If Crute gets it to the ground, there's a very good chance Crute subs him easily. I just don't see it. I think Crute's going to get handled on the feet. I think Crute's going to get KO'd. It's not the kind of fight where I'm like, oh man, Jimmy Crute's going to do amazing. I think Marcin Prachnio's leg kicks are phenomenal compared to Jimmy Crute's leg kick defense. I can just see Marcin Prachnio slowing down Jimmy Crute with the leg kicks, cracking him up top with a crazy combination, and probably getting him out of there in round 2. Next up, we have the lock of the night. This is probably one of the biggest mismatches on the card. Islam Dulatov versus Adam Fugit. Adam Fugit is a very decently well-rounded fighter, even though he doesn't do it at a super high level. He's more than willing to engage in the grappling if he's getting cooked on the feet. Islam Dulatov is going to smoke dude out cold, and it's not going to be fun. I do think Fugit's good enough to survive into a round 2, but I think Dulatov is going to decimate Adam Fugit. There's a very good chance it'll be round 1 because Dulatov throws the kitchen sink at you. But I think he's going to stop Adam Fugit very, very easily. It's going to be one-way traffic. Now on to the prelims. We have Nikolai Vretnikov versus Francisco Prado. Both of these guys suck. I'll choose Vretnikov. I think he's a decently well-rounded fighter and is more than willing to engage in the grappling. Losing to Danny Barlow doesn't look pretty good. Doesn't look very good at all, especially by decision. But I'm a trust in the somewhat well-roundedness of Retnikov over Francisco Prado. I'm not really sold on either of them. Atiba Gautier versus Robert Valentin. I'm choosing Gautier. I think Valentin is way too reckless on the feet. He is willing to grapple, and we have seen that be Gautier's weak spot is his grappling. But he's so wild on the feet. I see a brutal first round KO. I think he's going to keep his hands up. He's going to wait for his moments to explode, and he's going to put away Robert Valentin with a brutal combination in the later stages of round one. Moving up the card, I don't know why this isn't the co-main event. Marvin Vettori versus Brendan Allen should be the co-main event. It's the only other fight on this card with any real consequences. There's heat between the two of them. This would have been amazing to put on the main card. And Brendan Allen's from Louisiana. But I'm picking Marvin Vettori. I think Brendan Allen is better than Marvin Vettori, miles better in every aspect of MMA. They're both stupid, and in a battle of stupidity, I choose Marvin Vettori to be the smarter of the two. Brendan Allen will give up bad positions just because, for no reason. And Marvin Vettori is going to stay on his game plan. His game plan is probably going to be forward pressure and throwing hooks. He's not going to move away from that game plan, and he's just going to stick to the game plan, maybe add a few leg kicks in, and Brendan Allen's going to do too much and get cracked for it. Marvin Vettori has decent power in both hands, has a really good chin, and Brendan Allen's chin is questionable. I'm choosing Marvin Vettori. I think he's going to be a bit too physical. The second biggest mismatch of the entire night. We got Vinicius Oliveira versus Kyler Phillips. I don't think there's a world where Kyler Phillips wins this fight. I don't think Kyler Phillips' striking is all that good. He just throws unorthodox techniques. Vinicius Oliveira did Ricky Simón so dirty that I thought Ricky Simón was washed. I thought Ricky Simón needed to hang up the gloves, that he couldn't hang anymore. He was inventing moves on this bro while he was beating him up. I'm picking Vinicius Oliveira to dog walk and KO Kyler Phillips. Watch out for Vinicius Oliveira. That man's a problem. Next up on the card, we have Michael Johnson versus Daniel Zellhuber. And this is such a weird fight, because Michael Johnson fights are always just hard to predict. I'm going to pick Michael Johnson by first round KO. Daniel Zellhuber leaves his chin way up in the air. He gets cracked very often, and he uses his height as defense. Michael Johnson's weirdly fast and has weirdly long arms. Daniel Zellhuber is a better striker. He throws better, straighter shots, keeps up a great pace, has a good chin. Michael Johnson spinning his head around and putting him out in round one. It's just one. It feels like that kind of fight where Michael Johnson randomly wins by first round knockout when he shouldn't. But that's my prediction for this one. It is a weird one, but I'm definitely going to go Michael Johnson by first round knockout. Brutal. Next up on the card, we have Dan Ige versus Patricio Pitbull. I think both of these fighters are the same fighter, except Dan Ige isn't 40. Patricio Pitbull was good 7 years ago. 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I'm looking at Patricio Pitbull lose to Juan Archuleta at 135. Dan Ige's a big featherweight. I can't imagine Dan Ige ever making 135. Patricio Pitbull was fighting at 135 like 2 years ago. I don't believe in Patricio Pitbull this deep into his career. I think Dan Ige is going to knock him out badly. I don't think Patricio Pitbull's a ranked level fighter. And I always seen Dan Ige as a top 10 featherweight in the world. Kevin Holland versus Daniel Rodriguez. You know, D-Rod's a really good, well-trained fighter. Kevin Holland's gonna smoke him. He's either gonna choke him out in round 1, or he's gonna flatline KO him. D-Rod is tough. He is one of the better welterweights on the roster. Like, I think he'd beat Veretnikov. I think he'd beat Danny Barlow. I think he'd give problems to a lot of the unranked guys at 170. Holland's finally taking his career seriously. He's not going to let that fight get away from him. I think D-Rod's going to be a little trickier to hit than Holland thinks in round 1. But he's still going to finish him by the end of round 1. I don't see D-Rod surviving this at all. He just doesn't do enough, and he's old, with no real finishing potential. I get he just KO'd Santiago Ponzinibbio. Ponzinibbio's pushing 40. Kevin Holland is still like 32. Yeah, he's 32. I thought Holland was 35. It makes no sense. He's been around for so long. Holland is going to smoke Daniel Rodriguez out in the first round. Next up, we have Roman Kopylov versus Paulo Costa. I'm picking Roman Kopylov. I think it's the no-brainer pick. He's way better. Costa's going to keep this fight close. As fun as it'd be to see Costa win, we want Roman Kopylov to win because he actually fights. He's not pulling out of every fight. He's going to absolutely school Paulo Costa because Costa doesn't do anything. He has a couple good moments around. He swings a few good hooks. Roman Kopylov will mix everything together. He's going to take you down if he needs to get takedowns. He's going to stay at range. He's going to jab you. He's going to put a straight behind it. He's going to kick at you. I think Roman Kopylov is very, very, very scary for anybody in this weight class. And he's definitely next up. And finally, that brings us to the main event. Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier. Come on, bruh. The best is blessed. Ninth Island, stand up. We already know this. Max Holloway is going to school Dustin Poirier. Poirier is in the best shape of his entire career, I will say. But Max Holloway is just better. People keep pointing to their second fight. That shit was back in 2019. It's been 6 years. Holloway is always improving, and he's fighting better competition. You know, if this was Holloway in 2021, I'm picking Dustin Poirier. If this was Holloway in 2022, I'm picking Dustin Poirier. It's 2025. Max moves different. He's lighter on his feet. He keeps his power through the combinations. He's starting to sit down on his punches a whole lot more. The stance switching, the kicks will always be a problem. If you can keep this at range, Poirier's going to have a nightmare getting in. He's properly bulked up to 155. He made Gaethje look stupid, and let's be honest, Poirier was struggling to land on Gaethje. Struggling to land clean on Gaethje. Max Holloway is going to go through this fight and look damn near unfazed. I do think the physicality is going to be a problem in the beginning. But within 7.5 minutes, so halfway through round 2, he's going to completely deconstruct Poirier, and he's going to decimate Poirier. 50-44, 50-45, 49-46. That feels like a good, realistic outcome. I think Max Holloway is just too good, too fast, too technical, and his volume is insane. I don't think Poirier can hang with this. No, not at all. I think Poirier is going to look good. He's going to keep the rounds competitive, but Holloway is going to land an extra 15 significant strikes a round. And that should wrap everything up. It's going to be really sad to see Poirier go out like this, man. Seeing Poirier just call it a career, it's the perfect time, but it still hurts. You know, Poirier's been putting on wars for a long time. It's been a long time one of my favorite fighters to watch. The kind of fighter, when you hear that he has an announced fight, you circle the date on the calendar. And it's just the end of an era, man. It's going to be really sad. I might tear up a little bit. But, I hope he has a great showing for himself in his final fight. I hope this isn't a Korean zombie fight where he's getting wobbled and rocked every round and then flatline KO'd. I can't handle that shit, man. I can't handle that. In a sport where all the OGs get brutalized by the up-and-comers, I don't want to see that at all. Shout out to Dustin Poirier for a great career. And, we're going to miss you. But thank you for all the memories you gave us.